As I'm recording this, it's May 27th, 2021, and I was just settling down to just relax and stuff. So obviously, I'm dressed in my civvies and whatnot, and the day's over. Office is closed, and again, I was just getting ready to kind of wind down the day. But then I was kind of watching highlights off of Sportsnet actually, and they were showing interviews of this guy named Alek Manoah. So Alek Manoah, for those of you who don't know, he's a really high-end prospect for the Toronto Blue Jays, and arguably their top pitching prospect. And today was his debut, basically. So he debuted against the New York Yankees, and he won. So he pitched six strikeout innings, six shutout innings rather, seven strikeouts, and yeah, really great. And so he was interviewed by Hazel May of Sportsnet, and really interesting the way Hazel approached it. So certainly hitting talking about the emotional highlights and whatnot and its process and the technical aspect of the game. But then she started asking him about his mother, right? So apparently his mother and his family and friends, like they totaled about 40 people in the stands, and they were just screaming for him to succeed. So I think there's a video even on Sportsnet of Alek Manoah's mother, like just like screaming with joy, seeing his first strikeout. And so again, Alek was asked about this, and he got really emotional. Especially the notion of his mom. So I think Hazel asked him, "Did you look up? Did you look up at your family and your friends and your mom kind of cheering you on?" And before he answered, he just got really emotional, and he said he couldn't look up until the whole thing was done because it was just so moving for him. And then at the end of the interview, Hazel kind of asked him, "Can you say what your mom's meant to you and when she sacrificed to help you get here?" And he said a lot of really beautiful things, obviously, but one of the things he said was he remembers times when his mom wouldn't eat so that he and his brother could eat. Yeah, and then like the interview kind of came to a close. And for myself, maybe it's just because of the subject matter, talking about mothers and maybe just the spiritual season I'm in. I just found it like really, really kind of emotional, right? And I thought I better record this video right now while everything's still kind of fresh in terms of the memory and the emotions and whatnot. And I guess kind of what came to mind was a couple of things. First of all, obviously the role of mothers out there. I don't think mothers hear enough, nearly enough, just how much your sacrifice means. And your kids notice. They might not like reflect it back to you at the time, but it's they feel it. Like kids know when their parents lay down their lives in small ways and big ways for their kids, and it's something that changes them forever. It's words don't need to be exchanged, but you're changed in your core. So like that's a fact. The other thing though that kind of came to mind was the kind of the spiritual analogy of the thing. So Saint Paul, he talks about the people in heaven being a cloud of witnesses. Which is kind of analogous to people in a sports arena situation cheering on the athletes on the field to victory. And so Father John Riccardo, this American priest, he talks about this, right? So this idea that a lot of times we think about our loved ones in heaven. I mean, never mind like the named saints who have their feast days and whatnot. Our deceased family and friends who have gone before us and who are in heaven. Like, what are they doing in heaven, right? Not just sitting around having a beer, but they are among the cloud of witnesses, and it's very much like that stadium situation where they're cheering us on, cheering us like the people in the midst of the pilgrim journey, cheering us on to victory, willing us to succeed, willing us to ultimately triumph, right? And at the peak of that home crowd, if you will, is the Lord. You know, so what's our image of God? God is up there, like indifferent to what's going on right now. No, no, not at all. He's our Father in heaven, And what kind of came to me when just praying over this particular scene and this vignette in terms of like the arena of sports is that God the Father, like he's like that, right? He's like Alek Manoah's mother, like he wills us to succeed. He's cheering us on, when we do well. Words can't describe the joy that he feels. When we struggle, he's cheering us on to never give up and to persevere. Get up and just keep on trying. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Right. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share it with you. Because again, there might be times where you're falling back on like past hurts or past woundedness in terms of your own memories of your own kind of parents, your mother or father or whatever. And maybe you're looking at your struggle and saying, well, where's God in all this? But God is in all of it. He's not just in the joys, but he's in the sorrows. He's in the waiting. He's in those moments where you feel like you're all alone. Like, just know, like, every single moment of your life, there's a Lord who wills you to succeed, right? And if you surrender to that, if you surrender to God's providence and you persevere and you never give up, just trust that he'll carry you eventually to the finish line. Okay. May God bless you all.